Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back baby with another banging video. In this video guys, I'm just gonna say it out loud. Rihanna Fenty Beauty Jamaica launch is one of the worst Fenty Beauty launch so far. Let's talk about it, shall we? And make no mistakes. This is not Rihanna's doing. It's definitely not her doing. I think it has to do with her marketing team. And this is how you know that they did not use any knowledge. They did not do any proper research. They had no faith in the Jamaican people. They prejudged us to be broke and incapable. And because they lacked knowledge, they lacked awareness, they lacked insight, and because they were not bold risk takers, I believe that Fenty Beauty launch might have hurt them, and they could have won big time with that Fenty Beauty launch. Now, I just want to share a little backstory with you guys. So years ago, maybe 14 years or 15 years ago, Delta was allegedly in bankruptcy, and Delta decided that they were going to take their business offshore. And one of the places that they had their eyes on was Jamaica, because they have learned one thing about the people. If you treat the people with respect, they double it and they give it back to you. They came to Jamaica and they started their offshore account here. They treated the people with respect, love, dignity, honor, and pride. They did a little study about the culture and they came out big time. And what they did for the Jamaican people, it was reciprocated, and Delta came out of bankruptcy in months. After months of coming to Jamaica. So I'm sharing that story with you guys for people to understand that Jamaica is one thing. And when you hear they say that we little, but we talawa, that's not just a slogan. It's not just a phrase. It's not just a statement. It has power to that meaning because Jamaicans love Rihanna. Jamaicans are people who love their politics and they have their favorite politicians. But Rihanna is one of the only people that Jamaicans would have put aside their favorite politicians for, and they would put that girl on a pedestal. I don't think Rihanna understands how much she's loved, adored, respected, admired, and appreciated. And the people were ready to ensure that that girl net worth went from 1 point whatever billion it was to over $2 billion. But the marketing team, they were slack, they were lazy, they were sleazy. It was a disrespect to see the Fenty Beauty launch. They did a launch inside a Fontana pharmacy that lacked the space. It lacked vision. It lacked products. There were people complaining consistently. I went in there. It was too jam-packed. I had to turn back. I went there the next day to buy. I went there the next day to this, and I just could not get through. Whoever came up with that idea to launch inside Fontana, that's where you all miss the mark. You guys could have made billions, maybe $1 billion within the first maybe 3 months here, because the makeup market, it really wasn't given, since COVID. And I did say it. I said, when she announced launching elsewhere, not launching in Jamaica, I said Rihanna has an opportunity to help bring back the makeup culture in Jamaica. And she did not. She did not even Like, who's gonna listen to me, by the way, right? But I was right though. It proves that I was right because what Rihanna should have done, or her marketing team should have done rather, they should have launched at least two Fenty Beauty stores. There's no Sephora in Jamaica, absolutely none. And you know what they should have done? Launch those two Fenty Beauty stores at two strategic locations. They could have started with Kingston and Montego Bay. Those two areas are the vibrant points, like high energy points. People are always buying. People don't listen to what anyone tells you about the economy of Jamaica. Listen, investors comes to Jamaica every single day and none of them loses. You know what they do? Even when they pretend they're losing, they get what you call a tax holiday. So let's say the government gives them a 15-year tax holiday, and in return, they will donate to sports, welfare, schools, culture. After that 15 years ends, many of them are so mean and disgusting. They're like, oh, we're going to pull out. All this time, they would be, donating to everything, and then they will say, we're going to pull out, but they don't pull out. They revise, they change their names, and then they come back. Digicel brought their headquarters to Jamaica for a reason. So Rihanna could have opened unique Fenty Beauty stores in Jamaica. And when she opened those Fenty Beauty stores, ensured that it depicted the pride of the people. And when I say the pride of the people, she could have incorporated having a huge store. Ensure the colors are vibrant, beautiful, because we are a group of people, we're a culture that we're always overexcited. We love party. There's a party night every night. Jamaica has the most parties in the world, hands down. Every night there's an event. And what they could have done is just ensure inside the store is big enough, ensure that the fever of the island is captioned inside the stores. And I'm talking about the props, the graphics. You could have, okay, this is Trinidad because that's where she's from. And we would have loved to see that. And ensure that she has some big screen TV in the stores showing the people what is going on at Fenty Beauty, Curacao, Fenty Beauty, Trinidad, and what is going on in Jamaica, because people love those things. And then she would have a launch. Let's say, for example, her first launch is in Kingston. She would need to ensure that the launch in Kingston is a steady at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks, activities, fun fill, having different makeup gurus coming in. And that store would have been jam-packed as big as it is for the 2 weeks consistently. And then she would take Montego Bay and have a 2 weeks launch in Montego Bay just the same. While she's having those launches in Kingston and Montego Bay, she would have partnered with party event promoters and ensure that whatever events that was going on throughout the island, some places you can have like your Fenty pop-up here. So let's say because there are wealthy people here and their people, money is in Jamaica, okay? Money is here. And she could have had day events. She could have partnered with these people to have Fenty pop up at these day events. Have the Fenty girlies, have girlies that are dedicated as, your Jamaican Fenty girlies, but still have some of the popular faces from overseas coming in to add to that. So I'm just saying that it's just the Fenty Beauty launch in Jamaica. It's as though because the people were crying so much and begging so much, they threw something in their faces like, I'm just going to throw you this phone, but we really don't care. The products weren't there. The space wasn't there. It was just atrocious. It was just horrible. And they missed out, and they missed out big time. She could have done so much more. She could have made so much more money. And then once the Fenty Beauty launch is settled, you know what she could have done next? Because there's so much opportunity here. She could have been one of the first makeup moguls to bring other beauty brands to Jamaica, partnering with Fenty Beauty inside her Fenty Beauty store. She could have brought Rare Beauty because people love Selena Gomez. Hailey Bieber, not so much. But she could have brought on one of her main competitors and she would have won just the same. She could have brought in Rare Beauty months after and she would have won. She would have won like big time. Like Fenty Beauty could have had a new home and that new home could have been Jamaica. Rihanna is so loved, admired, adored, and appreciated. And I'm not talking about, do you know how sometimes people will love on an influencer, but when that influencer does something, no one supports them? No, honey, I'm not talking about that love. I'm talking about a different kind of love and loyalty. Chris Brown came to Jamaica with his concerts, and Chris Brown the ticket prices were ridiculous. The Jamaican ticket prices cost more than a Chris Brown concert in the United States and in the UK. Chris Brown tickets were over $1 million Jamaican dollars. I think one was like $1 million Jamaican dollars, something like VIP, and those tickets were sold. So just imagine that's Chris Brown. And Chris Brown is loved in Jamaica. Make no mistakes. He's loved. But he's not even half as loved as Rihanna. So just imagine if Chris Brown could have captured $1 million from one customer just for a concert ticket. There are customers who were willing to spend the equivalent on Rihanna Fenty Beauty products. And then what Riri could have done now is to ensure that the two main locations that are set up, they're also set up to retail to other outlets like Fontana. You know, she could have had a mini fever. While she was having those major launches in her two main stores, she could have had the Fontana mini fever, something mini, but epic, something that flowed, something that worked. But I think, when I saw and when I heard how they were going to launch Fenty Beauty and the girlies were excited about it, I said, Rihanna is not coming. You could actually tell that they did not believe in the launch. I said to the people on TikTok, she's not coming. And they were like, she was at every Fenty Beauty launch. So you saying she's not coming to Fenty Beauty Jamaica doesn't make sense. And I'm like, okay, because since y'all are not looking and y'all are not paying attention and take notes, I guess you're going to have to learn when she doesn't show up. And she did not show up. And there are other things that I've seen, I can tell, how badly we were prejudged. And it really makes me look at Rihanna side eye. Like, girl, really? Really? And her marketing team, I think that Rihanna's current marketing team is going to hurt her brand severely. I've seen them doing it with Fenty Beauty Launch Jamaica. And when I heard that she has lost, over $400 billion already, I said, you know what? I see it. I can see it with the Fenty Beauty launch Jamaica. The Fenty Beauty Jamaica launch tells a deeper story. It's not just telling about what happened here. It's telling another major story about her marketing team. So they blundered on that one. But anywho, I do hope that Rihanna gets herself the right people and is able to come back on top. I don't know. Can she make a comeback in Jamaica? With the recommendations in this video, she can. She definitely can. But she would have to build some hype around it, because when you disappoint people like that, you have to heal them. You have to make them trust you again. So she would have to build some hype around it and then come back bigger, and better next time. But the Fenty Beauty launch Jamaica, it really sucked. And that's just the honest truth. It sucked. But anywho, guys, leave a comment below to all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.